And hello, everybody. You're live. It's Monday, December 17th. Your Sherry Talk Live. I had some technical difficulties earlier. But it's funny. I just asked the Lord to stop the attacks and show me what to do, and here I am. You gotta love him. Yeah. It's one of those things. It's going to be one of those nights. It's going to be a Bible study show. We're going to do a Bible study show. You know, I've been working on some stuff all week. Well, not really working, but thinking about things and going back and forth with the Lord about some things. And so it should be really interesting. He has had me in the two groups of 144,000 the past couple weeks. I could feel him leading me into this. And I just keep praying and asking him for clarity and understanding of last day's events, a timeline of last day's events. And it's all there. It's just like right in front of us, and it's just like we can't see it, you know. So he'll open our eyes up so we can see what's practically just sitting in front of our faces. And you realize things aren't just so hidden. It's just there. We just don't grasp it for one reason or another. So tonight I'm going to talk about the two groups of 144,000 again, probably the third week in a row now. And I'm going to talk about the Revelation chapter 12. And I did an analysis of Revelation chapter 12. I've been working on it the last couple of nights. And I posted the link at SherryTalkRadio.com, and it's on the left-hand side. There's much more to learn in that chapter. As I've said before, when you pray for truth, the Lord gives you a little bit here, a little bit there. He gives in measure. And so what I'm going to talk about tonight is some of the things he has shown me in the little heres and little theres. I don't know when he'll give it all to me or if he already has. I mean, it's just the way he is. He teaches as he goes. I can tell you this, that when I decided to go sneak around and see what other people had written on the 144,000, it was just you pull full brakes on, you know. You just you feel that concrete block hit you in your spirit, not to just even read anymore, not to even go there. And so I'll tell you now, it's a dead end on the internet as far as these two groups of 144,000 go, because some people have a little bit here that's true, and then 80, 90% of the rest of the stuff they write about it is false. I do think I have the best grip out of anybody I've read on the 144,000. I think I've got the closest to the truth there is about it. I'm not saying I have all of it. I would never say that about anything. But probably the closest to having all of it figured out, the pieces of the puzzle put together. And that's simply because I just bug the Lord and I sit at His feet. You know, I know what the church's interpretations are. I've been there. I've done that. I've been down the Jack Van Impe and the Hale Lindsey roads and the whole Protestant denomination theories and theologies and of end-time events. And I've always felt in my spirit, even as a child, things were wrong with that things were going to happen in the last days that nobody expected. Like what if events came about and happened nobody thought would. And so these kinds of thoughts always hitting my spirit growing up, especially as an adult. Because things are going to happen the way we don't expect them. And, you know, one of the things I've seen in the Bible codes all the time is that not just people shocked, but myself being shocked and surprised. And I'm starting to find out that some of the things that I always thought were just going to be staples in the last days events are going to change. They're going to change. Maybe something that I thought was going to happen, all of a sudden it's been taken out of the plan books and it's no longer going to happen. Something else is going to happen. I've always said there's 3 or 4 different routes that can be taken at any one time. As man acts, God reacts. And He could also change His plans for His people. And so, hey, you know, I'll take that, you know, because what I've seen is I've always just prepared for the worst. I've always been willing to do anything the Lord wants me to do. If He wants me to live, I'll live. If He wants me to die, I'll die. I've always been prepared to be imprisoned or killed or have a face-off with any one of these beasts. They send me emails and you just have to laugh. And I've always been willing to go any mile, any extra mile the Lord needs me to go. And it seems like a lot of this is just going to be cut short, that some of these things that I have seen for years are no longer going to be coming into play, that He is just going to take us home. And so that's, I can't say it's relieving at all. It almost feels too easy. It almost feels too easy. I mean, I've lived my life for the last 10 years expecting to be brutalized, beaten, tortured, and killed by these thugs in the name of the Lord for my faith and love for the Lord. And for that not to happen is almost like, what happened? It's too easy to get out of this earth, just being raptured out. But if that's what the Lord wants, that's what He's going to do. And so it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And that's why I've always said, folks, don't worry about things. Put your worries in His hands and let it go and do what He needs you to do. Because I know it's fear alone that has stopped so many people from stepping forward and doing the things the Lord wants them to do. I mean, what if I suffered in fear for 10 years and did nothing simply because I have 4 children, and if I left, who would take care of my kids, and the worries pile on? If I had stuck at that and stayed at that level, I certainly wouldn't be where I am today. And I certainly wouldn't have had half the fun I've had in the last several years, or even probably some of the suffering that I've endured. It just goes hand in hand. But I have to say the fun and the laughter I've had the last 10 years has far outweighed any suffering that the idiots have put on me with their tech weapons. Satan, his minions, the government, their minions. And, I hear from people all the time who want to meet with me, driving through the state, want to meet and chat, people who just live maybe an hour or two away. And I simply can't do that. I'm just too much of a target. I'm a sitting bull target. Agents have been trying to get close to me for years. For years. And I've gone through, so much hassles with them. And so I can't meet with the Lord's people. And it's hard to distinguish over the internet, who the Lord's people are or not. And then, most people will look me up in your codes. It's like, I don't have 40, 50, 60 hours to put in somebody's code. And second of all, I don't feel led to go out. And your Lord has put me here for a reason, in solitude, pretty much how I operate, for a reason, Very few people I have met on the internet. I have met a few. I've done missions with a few. And there's some warriors I would get together with in a heartbeat, to go do missions on, if the Lord prepared the way to do that. And so it's getting crunch time. It's really been a push lately, the last 6 months. And it's hard to tell who's legit and who isn't, simply because I can see in the Bible codes myself how furious Satan is about this whole Orgone operation. And it's working. It's effective. It's really destroying his kingdom. Things that you don't see effectively behind the scenes, as he's trying to get everything together so he can implement his agenda on earth, and we're hampering him every step of the way. And so the war is on. The war is definitely on. And he would love to get me out in public somewhere and meet with one of his agents, so I could be abducted or whatever, I mean, I just, or attacked to death by satellite weapons on my way there. I can't put Mylar blankets all over my car windows. I have to drive. And that's some of the most torturous attack there is. Has to be the tech weapons, the microwave, where they hit you with ray beams, and they just fry you like a chicken, and that really hurts. It's really painful. Orgone doesn't stop that one, but I have found that Mylar blankets will, and so you just have to seek the Lord as to how to fight against all these different attacks that they come up with. And it's been a while, really, since I've